welcome to the Learn English Network session drama, ESL drama. As you know, we do story, drama, poetry, songs. And today we're going to be doing a short story. Okay, now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you the title of the short story and you can tell me what you think it should be about. Okay, so bear with me a second. I've got to find the chat again. It's gone. Okay, and the name is, the title of the story is Loading the Car. Welcome back, Reem. Okay, so what do you think that might be, the story might be about? Just given the title, let your imagination flow. Going on holiday, loading garbage, okay, getting the rubbish in the car, ready to take it down to the skip, maybe, yeah? Cargo. Cargo is a bit, remember the word car. Cargo would imply maybe a ship or a train with a large container, loading a container maybe onto a ship, or a crate with a crane onto a train. So not so much for cars, cargo. Cargo is more personal transport. Not selling the car. What do you mean selling the car, April? Take the mic.
If I want to go, if I want to sell my car, I have to. Loading is no unloading. I have to unload.
Yeah, you'd have to. You wouldn't really unload the car to sell it. You might clear it out and clean it. Now, if you were thinking of the petrol, then that's not loading. Does anybody know what verb we use for putting petrol in a car?
I wrote tank the car. Tank.
Oh, tank the cat.
Tank the fuel.
You just put tank the cat with fuel.
but I corrected.
We wouldn't say tanking in the UK. We'd say filling the car. Fill her up. Okay. But you put fuel in the tank, you're right. But you fill her up, you fill the car up. But that would be filling, not loading. Okay. Well, in this shopping at Aldi, yeah, maybe loading it with the shopping, yes. Oh, they're all good. But in this story, one person got it spot on, April, and Traum. Two people got it spot on, actually. Traum first, in fact. Going on holiday. You load the car to go on holiday. Okay. So, any questions? Sorry, Rima, put what on the roof of the car?
Carriage or goods which people want to carry with them when they go to holidays.
When they go on holiday,
to put
okay.
cargo on the roof, like of car.
Yeah, to go on holiday. You mean like one of those luggage carriers that you can have, or you can get roof bars and then you can strap things to the roof
You
bars.
can fix them like.
Yeah, that would be probably overloading the car as well. But yes, that would count too. Shiny thought trash would be more interesting. Yeah, Nina, that's good. You could load people in the car. April, take the mic.
If you, I have the impression that if I said I load the car because I'm going on holiday, that is like you always have to do, Lynn. So you are going on holiday with car. So not just only loading one or two suitcase luggage, and then go on holiday on a plane, for example. Or it doesn't matter. It's just the same. Loading the car, for both cases.
Yeah, because you'd load the car to get yourself to the airport, then you'd unload it at the airport. So yes, both cases would count. Okay. Loading a body. Yeah, you wouldn't really load the car with the body. The idea of loading the car is to put lots of stuff in it. You might stuff a body in the boot. But this story isn't about murder. Oh, thank goodness. No, I couldn't cope with that today. So bear with me a second. I've just got to get my my document open. It's not wanting to play ball today. Everything's very slow. Skype kept trying to give me its latest update. I don't know what it's, and I refused it. I think it's slowed my computer down out of spite. Okay. Oh, I'm in. Good. So I just got to go into my, and hopefully it will be here. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me see. Who were the first people who spoke to me today? I haven't got any pens because I took them all with me to the exam yesterday. I was so efficient. I took 4 different pens, and I was right to, because one of them ran out halfway. Okay, so first people who were here was Traum and Moz. So Traum, you'll be the first to read. You said hi first, then Moz, then Shiny, Reem, Nina, April, and Marco. I think I've got that in the right order. Is anybody here and I haven't said your name? No? Good. So, I'll post up the text for you to read in chat. All right, make sure you've got nearby chat on. Oh, sorry, Marco, I didn't see that. A car boot sale, not a sale car boot, a car boot sale. Yes, that would, you mean you've got to load the car too? A car boot sale. Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how.
Is it for the flea market?
A flea market or a car boot sale? They're slightly different, but they're very similar. Okay.
Rodney and Del Boy, they.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of rods and Del Boys in car boot sales, all trying to find a bargain or a rare Ming vase or something. It's quite scary if you're actually selling at a car boot sale, because as soon as you arrive, before you've even opened the boot, people are trying to buy stuff. They want the best stuff, and they're not interested in how much you want to sell it for. They just want to throw, make a stupid offer. Oh, I'll give you £1 for the camera. No, I'm not selling it for £1. Come back in half an hour when I've unpacked.
But I read in News Roundup, in few cases, like some people
does happen.
bought for a really cheap price, and when they figure it out that it's quite expensive, for instance, they sold it, for instance, for £10,000, and they bought it just for
It does
£1
happen,
or
but of
so.
course there are many, many, many car boot sales in the country, and this happens like once every 5 years. And people do go thinking, maybe it'll happen to me. I'll find a diamond ring or a. But it's a rarity. It's a rare occurrence. Okay. The car boot sale. The idea is that you load stuff into the boot and you sell out of the boot. but nowadays a lot of them are almost professional sellers. So a lot of flea markets and antique markets, they're almost like car boot sales too. But it's a great place to go if you want to practice your bartering skills. You're not expected to pay the asking price at a car boot sale. You need to barter, you need to try and strike a bargain. And people will talk to you at car boot sales as well. So if you do end up in the UK or even in the US, they have yard sales in the US as well, and you want to practice your English, they are good places to go. People will be much more open and willing to talk than, say, at a supermarket. Okay. Okay, so Traum, are you ready to read? You're standing up.
Yes, Linda, I am.
Okay, there's your text, okay?
My husband, Kev, is loading the car. I can see him from our bedroom window. He is in and out of the house with boxes and bags, loading up. The first thing to go in is the tent. It's massive, big enough for him and me and both the kids, with bedrooms and little plastic windows. We've spent many nights in the tent on family holidays. Brittany, Normandy, the Yorkshire moors, in all kinds of weather. Brittany, I know, but
yeah.
I don't know how to spell.
Okay, we'll start with Keith. That's a very common man's name, Keith.
Keith.
That's it, Keith, with a th at the end. Keith.
Okay. Keith.
That's
Keith.
It. Yeah, Keith. And then Brittany.
Brittany.
Yeah, there is such a thing as Britannia. She appears on a lot of old coins in the UK, Britannia. But Brittany is, of course, which country is Brittany in? Anybody know?
France. In the west. In the west of France.
Go to Normandy, keep going, you end up in Brittany. Very nice. We've been camping in Brittany, if you remember. A few years ago we were there, so several times, and Normandy. Can't rely on the weather, but it's nice. And that brings me to the third word, weather. Weather, not wedder, weather.
Weather.
That's it, yeah. Careful, because you do tend to d instead of th. And that means you've got the tongue in the wrong place. Weather, the tongue goes slightly under the front teeth. Weather.
Yes, weather.
That's it.
Weather.
Good. Yeah, you can't do weather if you've got your tongue in the right place. Good. Okay, so where do you think they're going?
To a campsite.
And from this part of the story, it does look like they're packing the family tent. There's a difference. The tents nowadays, they come in so many different sizes. So it's a family tent. A big family tent with windows. I don't know if any of you have ever stayed in a big family tent, have you? With little windows? No? Traum?
Our tent, we all has a window. We can roll up the plastic sheet and then there's a net in front of it. I think it had just one window.
Yeah, but you get more light in the tent that way. I hope that phone has stopped ringing now. Oh, drives me nuts. Okay, so any questions about the vocabulary? Any thoughts about it, where the story might be going?
As for me, it is an easy text, easy to understand.
Good.
And opposite loading up, it would be just unloading.
Unloading or emptying out.
And loading out,
loading out
doesn't
no.
exist.
No.
Okay.
Load up, empty out, or unload. Okay. And that word loading, can you think of anything else you might load? Can you think of something specific you might load? To load, not transport, but to load something dangerous, a weapon?
The gun.
Yeah, you load a gun, but you don't load it up. So careful of the use of the word up. Sometimes it has to be on its own to load, and other times load up. You can load up on shopping, yeah? Or we're going to load up on shopping. Load up on provisions in case there's a war. Okay, so next person to read, thank you, Traum, is Moz. Okay, Moz, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can load up a program, or that's more upload. Okay, you upload a program. You can load a program, but we don't load up, we upload a program. Okay. Is it uploaded yet?
It's loading. Yeah, it's
loading.
It's
yeah,
loading.
It's loading. It's loading. It's still loading. 2 hours later, it's still loading. To load the dishwasher. Yeah. To load the washing. Yeah, well done. Okay, Muzz, there's your text.
Okay, thank you. Keith's struggling a bit with the effort of lifting the tent into the car. He isn't as young as he used to be. Well, neither of us is. Next comes the self-inflating mattress or the self-deflating mattress, as it often proves to be in the middle of the night. I can't remember a single night when I've slept really well in the tent. I've never enjoyed camping, but it was all we could afford with 2 children and 1 salary.
Very good. Nicely read. Well done. Just the one word, and it's about the actual pronunciation was fine, but the stress was a bit off. It's not effort, it's effort.
Effort.
That's it, yeah. It's just such a lot of effort learning German grammar.
Got it, Lynn.
Okay, so... So does everybody know what a self-inflating mattress is?
Never heard of it.
So do you know what a mattress is?
Yes.
A mattress?
Part of the bed.
That's right. It's the soft, comfortable part of the bed. If you buy a bed without a mattress, you're going to have an uncomfortable night's sleep. Okay, now when you go camping, well, you could sleep on the ground or on the ground sheet, or you could sleep on a little bit of foam. Some people just take a thin strip of foam to sleep on. You can also buy self-inflating mattresses. They are flat pack, but when you take them out and you just press a button, they fill up with air and they inflate themselves. They're self-inflating. So you get a more comfortable night's sleep. You can pump them, yeah, but a self-inflating one, you don't even need to pump it. You just press a button, it goes...
So automatic.
Yep, self-inflating, exactly. You had one shiny, yeah? Now, was yours a self-inflating mattress or a self-deflating mattress? What does she mean by a self-deflating mattress? Do you think you could buy a self-deflating mattress in the shops?
Yeah, because you just turn off the sorry, the I don't know how to say it. It's kind of you just you open that hole and
valve.
it just come out with air. But I think it doesn't work, so I returned it. Because that year John came to my house, so I don't have mattress, so I had to buy one instead of mattress, an easy one. So I bought that, and after she came back, so I just returned the mattress.
Oh, I see. So it was okay, but when she went back, you returned it.
Thanks God, because he said it's if you don't like it, you can return it in a month. So I did it.
You naughty girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, this is going on YouTube.
No,
Oh well, if you only needed it that once, then.
Amazon.
She might come back. What about when I come to stay? You're going to have to try that again? Okay, so the self-deflating part of it, do you think that's what she meant, that it was meant to self-deflate? April, don't type. Speak. No, why not?
Yeah, they said here, as it often proves to be in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
when you are sleeping, and suddenly it deflates, so you will lay on the ground.
Yeah, you suddenly realise there's no air left. I don't know if any of you have ever slept on one of these self-inflating mattresses, but quite often the valve, and it's a valve. When you pump up a mattress, when you pump up a football, they use a valve. So you can put air in, and the air isn't meant to come out again unless you release the valve. But if there's a little leak, a very slow leak, then the mattress deflates. Or a doll? I don't know. I don't want to know about inflating dolls, April. Yeah, very slow leak. And then, as April said, you end up... Yeah, Tram. Has it happened to you, Tram? I know you go camping.
Let me think. No, not in a campsite, but my husband, when the children were smaller, then he put it up in the garden. And they often want that I sleep with them in the tent at night. Yes. And I often got the bed place in the tent. My kids could get a good night's sleep, but it was not for me. And I know.
Cham, you're a lovely mum.
And I know. Yeah. Huh. Okay. But my husband often put a real mattress out into the tent.
Yeah,
that's then fine.
When you're at home, you can do that. You can't really do that when you're on holiday, or you really load the car to the brim. Your bike has self-deflating tyres. Well, normally with tyres, you have to pump them. Okay, but these self-inflating mattresses, next time you're in a camping shop, or I think even IKEA have them, actually. Some people use them, like Shiny did, for guests. If you don't have a guest bedroom, you can just get one of these mattresses because they fold down flat and they store easily. And then when you have guests, you can pop one in the living room or in the spare room, and your guests get a comfortable night's sleep, but not if it has a leak. Maybe someone... Sorry, what do you mean, Marco? Maybe someone goes with the lorry on vacation. Remember, you go on holiday, not to holiday. On vacation, on holiday.
Because they want to carry with themselves a real mattress because of place. Maybe
possibly, maybe, yeah. Well, I know that. Well, some lorries, they have little sleeping cabs, don't they? These big lorries, the drivers sleep in these cabs. But I don't see many lorries on camping sites, I'll have to say. Okay. So is she looking forward to this camping holiday we think she's going on? What gives you the clue she's not looking forward to it?
As she tells in the story that she and her husband is getting older, it's I think it's not so easy to get a night in a tent. I think.
No, she said that she hasn't slept properly. She hasn't never slept properly in before, so she's not very impressed. But that is only what they could afford with one salary. So that's a reality of life.
Spot on, Marco. Yeah, she says I have never slept properly. So she has been camping many times, but she's never had a good night's sleep camping. And April, what did you spot in the text?
She said, I've never enjoyed camping.
Yeah.
It was all we could afford. We could.
It's a sad story, isn't it? I've never enjoyed it. It's all we could do. So I have never, couple of things here. That means in her life, in her experience of doing these things, she's never enjoyed it. She's never slept well. Okay. It's a sad story, this. Okay. So next person. Any questions before we move on? At least they have a car. Oh yeah. I mean, there's always, we can't complain. Mustn't complain. I don't have a car. Have you ever had a car, Shiny?
I never had a car.
Yeah, I've never owned a car. I've never had a car. Okay. Yeah, they should be grateful. I mean, some people, we have a saying in English. We should be grateful for small mercies. Better something than nothing. Exactly.
That exists. I just because of better late than never. That was my inspiration for this.
No, that works well. Better something than nothing. Yeah. And we also have another saying: beggars can't be choosers. If that's all you can afford, that's all you get. I've never owned a plane. Me neither. I've never owned a helicopter either. I've never owned a ship or a boat either. I've got a canoe though. I have got a canoe. Okay, so next person to read is Shiny. So let me just put a line under there, and there you go. So Shiny, there's your text, okay? Don't forget to unmute, Shiny. Can anybody hear Shiny? Is she crashing?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Sorry, I was speaking. Sorry for that.
That's okay. Just start again, okay? From now and then.
Okay. And now and then Keith comes back into the house, and I hear his footsteps on the stairs and going up the creaky ladder into the loft where we keep the camping equipment. Then the footsteps go down again. Each time they are accompanied by different sounds. The rustle of sleeping bags, cries of I'd wondered where that was, and the clanking of the camping stove. I've cooked a good few meals on that stove over the years. I can tell you all the quick and easy camping meals. Though now how you can describe anything as quick and easy when you've got one saucepan and it's raining on the food, I don't know.
Very good, well done. Okay, just the one word there. In fact, two words because they go together. The creaky ladder. It's a double D, so it's a ladder. Try it.
Ladder.
Ladder, yes. I don't think there's such a word as lader. There's ladle. You have a ladle. That's got one E. And also don't confuse it with larder, which is somewhere where you can store food in the larder. But the ladder. Does everybody know what a ladder is?
That's the tool. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Marco, yeah?
Yes, it's okay.
Sorry. I think that it is like a tool which you use to climb for a higher position.
Yeah, there you go. We've got a step ladder here. It's a very big one, but
I mixed it with leather. It's like
leather. Yeah.
Leather,
it can sound similar to leather. Of course, when you see it written, you probably wouldn't mix it. Okay. You wouldn't normally use a ladder to get into a kitchen cupboard. You'd usually use steps, little steps. I've got some little steps, little fold down steps that I use if I want to get to the top of the bookcase or into the top cupboard in the kitchen.
I mean the last one, the pronunciation is also ladder, no?
The step ladder. The larder, yes. The larder.
Yeah, larder.
Larder, yes. Larder, leather, ladder. Okay, I'm just going to try and make this step ladder a little smaller because they're not that big. Oh, that's better. Okay. So you have a step ladder, which is next to Nina. If you have a look next to Nina, that's a step ladder. And then you have a ladder, which is just the steps part. There's no actual support. And you put it up against, you prop it against a wall, or you might use it to get into the attic, or as they use the word here, because they're American, they don't say attic, what do they say?
Loft.
The loft. Yeah, the loft.
Loft.
So a Brit would say attic. Americans tend to say they have a loft. Okay. Okay, any questions about the text?
Yes, Lynn, I have a question to the text. In fact, camping equipment. When I read this, then I thought on several things. Equipment, is this always singular, or is it? Can it also be seen with an S?
Uncountable.
At the end?
Uncountable.
It's uncountable.
You will see it with an S at the end. It's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an umbrella term, and of course you can have equipment in many different. You can have many different types of equipment, so you always need that adjective in the front. What kind of equipment? Climbing equipment. I know you go climbing, Tranvelt, so you probably take climbing equipment with you. Computer equipment. Camping equipment. All the things you need to take camping with you. So like the stoves, the hammer, the mallet, the tent. Everything, it's all camping equipment, okay? Rima, take the mic. Marco.
Yeah. Because of this, I suppose that is creaky and rustle and this clanking, that is all some kind of sounds, is it?
Yeah. Does anybody can do a creaking sound? Does anybody know how to do a creaky sound? April, you could do it. That would be the creaking of stairs, yes. Has anybody got a creaky stair in their house? We've got one on our staircase. There's one creaky stair. You can have also a creaky door. If a door creaks, it's... Yep, your floorboards might creak. Absolutely. Clanking sound? More difficult for the human voice to make a clanking sound. You need two pieces of metal, really. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can make a clanking sound.
Is it like when the coin hit the floor?
That's a ching. That's more ka-ching.
Ching.
Yeah, that's a chinking sound. Hang on. Clanking would be more... let me just see if I can do this with my... Oh, no. I don't want to break it. Hang on. That's clanking. Metal on metal sound, okay? I don't know if you heard that.
Don't break anything.
No, I'm trying not to. I can't be bothered to go into the kitchen and grab a couple of saucepans, but if I banged saucepans together, they clank, okay? And then...
And what is the sound? What is the sound when two wine glasses, for example, get together? Clink. Is it a clink?
That's a clink, yeah. Clink, yeah. Ding. A tinging sound as well, a bell sound, a ringing sound. If they're good quality wine glasses, they ring. Okay. And then a rustling sound. Can anybody make a rustling sound? Okay. April's was okay. Traum, what were you doing? That wasn't a rustle.
On a snake. And a rustle snake.
No, that's a rattling sound. Yeah, that's a rattle. That's kind of sound. That's rattling. It's a rattlesnake, not a rustle snake. But the rattlesnake rustling through the grass, that might make... In fact, if you just get a piece of paper, that's a rustling sound. You can rustle paper together. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Okay? Leaves, dry leaves in autumn. When you're walking through them, they rustle. Okay, it's a dry sort of a sound, crackling, rustling sound. Okay? But these sounds, you can go on the internet and you can find these sounds in what we call sound effect websites. Okay? So... sound effects. Okay, just go to a sound effect website and put in leaves rustling or clanking or creaking, and quite often you can get free sound effects. You can figure out what these onomatopoeic sounds are. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Creak. Now somebody wrote a stapler. Nina, you wrote stapler. Staples wouldn't clank. They make more of a thumping sound because it depends how you're stapling. I've got my stapler here. If I staple a piece of paper just on its own, okay, so that's more of a clicking sound. But if I staple it on the table, on my desk here, hang on, that's more of a thumping sound. So sounds can change depending on how deep, how loud, the tone of the sound, how we describe it can change as well. Not sure what we mean, Traum. A stapler is she husband of puncher.
Is the husband of a puncher. A puncher is the...
a hole punch.
You also need...
We don't call it a punch.
Hole
punch.
punch.
Yeah. Yeah, they do tend to stay in the same drawer together, don't they? Okay, so any questions before we carry on? Any other questions? We could do a session on sounds, yeah, the same way we did on colour and light. Okay, so who's next? Reem, are you ready to read?
Yes.
Okay, let's just pop you your text.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, there you go. There's your text.
Yes, I always did my best not to complain, not to complain about the conditions, the smiley toilets, the dirty shower, the fights. I stayed cheerful and tried to keep the family happy. Casey loved it. Of course, he loves company, being out in the fresh air, living naturally. All the equipment I'm more of a grain and peer it. Compare camper, and I've always looked forward to the day when we could afford to go on a really holiday.
Oh, nearly. Okay, so let's have a look at the words first. The first one is to complain.
Complain.
Yes, to make a complaint. Okay, to complain is like to moan about something, to say, I don't like this, I don't want to do this. I could have complained about, I was complaining a lot yesterday. I was like, it's too hot. I don't want to do a test. It's too hot to do a test. They should have air conditioning. It's ridiculous. So, then smelly, not smiley. Smiley, smelly.
Smelly.
Yes. Smelly. So you know to smell is the verb. What do you think if something is smelly? Is it nice?
Smelly to smell, but in the not a.
If somebody says something is smelly, it tends to be negative. Okay.
Negative?
Yeah.
All time negative?
Normally negative. Okay.
Yes.
You can smell something. Oh, smell this flower. It's beautiful. Oh, what a lovely scent. But then if somebody, oh, I don't think he's washed for 3 days. He's so smelly. That means not nice smelling. Okay. So to smell, okay, but smelly. Okay.
Okay.
Then muddy fields.
Muddy fields.
Yes. Muddy. When do we
Muddy?
get mud? Yeah. When do we get mud? What causes mud?
Mud that the air, the ground is wet.
Yeah. When the ground's very wet and it's normally a field where you might grow plants, where you might feed animals, and if it gets very wet, then this can be the consequence. And one place in England is very famous for muddy fields, Glastonbury. Muddy Bunny, yes. But if you have a look at this, that's really muddy.
Oh, so
very muddy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a muddy field. Okay. You get to the point, Marco, you don't care anymore. You just might as well get more muddy.
It looks like almost like the quicksand.
Yeah. It's crazy. Glastonbury's famous for mud, so people know what to expect. It's almost a badge of honour. Okay, the next word is tried. Yes, not tired. Tired?
Yeah.
I'm tired. I was tired yesterday, but I tried my best. And then again, somebody's name, Keith.
Keith.
Keith. That's it. Camping?
Camping.
Camping, yeah. To camp, camping, camper. Okay, all with amp sound. Then equipment.
Equipment.
Okay, you got to say equipment. Equipment.
Equipment.
That's better. That's better. Then this is a phrase, grin and bear it.
Yeah, grin and bear it.
Yeah, grin and bear it. What might that mean?
When
might somebody say to you, you need to grin and bear it?
To make strong, to bear the strong conditions or anything.
Yeah, sometimes we complain, but we've got no way of changing anything. We have to do what we've been told to do, even though it's hot, even though we don't want to do the German test. We have to grin and bear it.
But with a smile on your face.
Well, kind of a grin, not a smile.
Because of grin.
Yeah, grin and bear it as in just put up with it. Nobody's really asking
and
you
endure.
to smile. Yeah, endure it, exactly. Okay. A grin isn't a smile. A grin is a slight upturning of the mouth, but not a smile. Okay, the next one, Reem, it's silent E. Looked. Looked. That's it. Not locked, looked. Okay, normally when you've got a k ending, it's a silent E. Okay?
Yes.
Not always, but quite often. Looked, sacked, racked, packed. It's all silent E. And then this goes together, on a real holiday.
On a real holiday.
Yes, not on a really holiday, on a real one. Really is an adverb, okay? Really? Real means a proper holiday, a relaxing holiday. Okay. So yes, smelly toilets, muddy fields, nothing much to nothing much to recommend it, is there?
And kids in this conditions is very very hard.
Yeah, well, it is if you want to keep them clean. You're not going to manage it. They're going to end up muddy and wet, and they'll probably love it. They probably would love it, but maybe not you. Oh, and a smelly dog in the tent. Yeah, that's my life, Traum. That's my life. You just described my life. Okay, so any questions? No? Everybody happy? Good. Then Nina.
I'm here.
Awesome. I can hear you. Yep, I can hear you. That's great.
Yeah.
So here's your text, Nina. Okay. Bear with me a second. I'll give you a line to follow.
I'm a little bit nervous today. My heart is beating so fast now. Oh my gosh.
Okay, can you see it?
Okay. Whispers. Now that day has come. The children have left, and Katie and I are alone. Katie's being formed. I've gone back to work, and we have a good income between us. At last. Longing for a proper holiday in a hotel with our own bathroom and a false poster bed and a chocolate on the bed. So you can imagine how I felt when Katie announced that we would be spending our next holiday on countryside in the Scottish Highlands. Why, when, we can't afford to go to the hotel. Oh my gosh, sorry.
Very good, well done, nicely read.
A little bit nervous, sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. You get used to it, honestly. You get used to it. It's about practice, that's it. It's about practice.
Okay.
Okay, the first word again is this name, Keith.
Oh, Keith.
Keith, yes.
Keith.
It's a very
Keith.
British man's name, okay? Keith.
Oh, okay. I never seen that before.
No, I'm trying to think of, are there any famous Keiths in the world?
Keith.
There must be. Hang on, famous Keiths. I know there are, but I can't remember at the moment. So Keith Moon.
Carradine.
Yeah.
Carradine?
Yeah, and Keith Moon.
Oh, is it Carradine?
Carradine, yeah, I think. But Keith Moon was very famous. I think he was the drummer, wasn't he, of a band. Keith Richards, again, dead. They're all dead. Yeah, Keith Carradine or Keith Carradine, famous actor. Lots of Keiths in the world. Oh, Keith Haring, famous artist. I love his work. Keith Haring. You probably would know his work. He's also dead though. So.
And Jon Snow, what is his name in real life?
Good question.
Kit is also.
Might be.
But it is K-I-T, I think. That.
Kit.
Kit.
That's
Keith. Different.
Kit
Yeah. Okay.
Keith. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you want to, here's some famous people called Keith. Okay. But I think the most famous is probably Keith Richards. Okay, Rolling Stones and all that. His name will live on. Oh, Marco. That's probably Kate.
Lynn, I have a question.
Kate, yeah.
Traum? Yeah.
Can I question? Can I
ask a question?
Can I ask a question, of course?
Of course you can.
Money. Well, why did they write it with a capital letter, money? Is it a mistake or is it desperately?
Okay. No, it's at last, full stop, money for a proper holiday. It's just the beginning of a sentence.
No, at least money for a proper holiday.
No, at last. Okay, it says...
Oh, it belongs... Okay, it's a new start. Sorry.
New sentence. It's okay. Yeah. So a good income between us at last, as in they've been waiting for this. They've been raising, you know how expensive it is to raise children. The children have left. Now they've both got jobs and money's coming in at last. It means, we've been waiting so long. At last the time has come. And then, full stop, then money for a proper holiday. Okay?
Yes, it's my mistake. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
No, not a mistake. Not a mistake. It's fine. Okay.
I think my next word is promoted.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find. Oh, that's it. Promoted. To promote somebody to be promoted. Okay. Do you know what it means if you're promoted in this context?
In this context.
Yeah. What does it mean if you get promoted and you get more money?
You hire yourself, isn't it?
It's normally at work. If you get promoted, you get a promotion. You get a better job in the same... Yeah, get a higher position at work, Shiny. Yes. He's been promoted. So that means he's earning more money. Okay.
We can't use verb install when we talk about people, or we can.
Not yet.
Because I wrote you are installed on the higher position.
No,
like,
no.
No.
You're rewarded with a higher position. You are promoted to a higher position. No, you wouldn't be installed. People generally don't get installed in places. Things do, but we might have new software installed one of these days. When we get a chip in the brain. Okay. And then Nina, the next one, at last.
At last.
Yes.
Last.
And then imagine.
Imagine. Yeah, I said imagine. Imagining. Me, final. Imagine.
Yeah, it's to imagine. Like the song, one of April's favourite songs. Imagine all the people.
Imagine all the people.
Yay! Karaoke is coming up, guys.
The people for it.
And then campsite. It's one word.
Campsite.
Yeah, campsite. Yeah, that's it. Good. Well done. Any questions? Okay, so did anybody get an idea where this story is going?
Scotland.
The story's going to Scotland. That's where they're going.
That's the Outlander. That's the Kate. April. Is it?
Could be. Is everybody in the story happy? The husband's happy traum, yeah? Okay. Oh, but they didn't go camping. They went to stay in a bed and breakfast, didn't they? So... And her dream is of a chocolate on the bed. Does everybody know what that means, with a chocolate on the bed?
It's a welcoming gift.
Yeah.
When
so she
you
always
arrive
to
at
go
the hotel's bedroom.
That's it.
It's mostly placed on the pillows.
On the pillows.
On the pillows.
Pillows, yeah. If you get a chocolate on the pillow. So she wants to go to a nice hotel. She doesn't want to go to a cheap, I don't know, Premier Inn or in what's the one? The Accor hotels, the cheap ones. She wants to go to a nice hotel that leaves chocolates on your pillows. Yes, Nina?
5 stars or 7 stars. It's fabulous.
Yeah, maybe with a spa and a swimming pool and but as Reva says, it looks like they're going to Scotland with the tent, doesn't it? Oh dear. That's why you have to
It's correct, say. Okay.
Sorry, Nina, carry on.
It's correct, say, contract of fabulous. Say fabs. It's so fabs. Correct, say that.
Can you type it up? I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say.
Okay. The word fabulous.
Fabulous.
Extraordinary. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's contraction. Fab. It's correct, say.
Yeah, you can say fab. Yeah.
Fab. Fab.
Yeah.
Oh, no
That's
fabs.
it. So fab. Yeah. Oh, it was fab.
So, yeah.
Shiny.
It's so fab.
And shiny. You've just said that's why we have the word silver divorce. Take the mic. What do you mean by a silver divorce, Shiny?
After 20 or 30 years that they get divorced.
Once the children have left, yeah?
Yeah. And she doesn't have any reason to green and buried, right? Because she was a good mother, but you know, she got her own job. She doesn't have to count on her husband. She can be independent. So
yeah.
it's
Oh
time
dear. So you think the
to-
story's heading to divorce?
I'm not sure. I just think she doesn't have any reason to stand it anymore.
Yeah, could be. Why should she? As you say, she's an independent woman. She has her own job now. The kids have left. Oh dear. It could be a terrible. Okay, so let's see where we're going now. April, your turn. Okay, so it's only a short bit, April, but very important. Here you go.
Okay. We argued. Out came all the built-up resentment of 18 years of bad holidays. And it didn't stop there. 18 years stress of family holidays, family parties, family meal times. The argument got worse and ended in an ultimatum.
Okay, well done. I thought that might be a bit of a struggle one. Let's give it you. Here you go. An ultimatum. Sorry.
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum. Okay, so April, what do you think, having read and listened to the first part of it, what do you think the ultimatum might be? Divorce is a kind of ultimatum.
We go to the hotel or I will go alone.
Oh, okay. But he's packing the car. So what do you think's happened? He's packing the car with the tent. Oh dear. It's not good, is it? What can you do if there's an ultimatum?
Unload it again? Or are we going to a camp again? I hope
He has to leave.
A luxurious camp and camping.
Oh,
site
so like a glamping. Remember we talked about glamping before, where you camp but it's really glamorous.
Maybe he has to leave the house within a week, and because he is a great fan of camping, and the tent
so
belongs now to him.
He's going to live in the tent. He's going to live in a field.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my goodness. What do you mean by red code, last code? Shiny.
Last time, if you don't follow my desire, I won't, keep this marriage anymore. Something like that.
Oh, could be. We do call a code red. Sometimes you might hear somebody, this is a code red, it means an emergency. So maybe she's called a code red. Either we go to a nice hotel, or you go on your own, or you can leave with the tent. If you love the tent that much, take it. He will stay in a tent and she goes to a hotel. Oh, that might be a consequence. Okay, that's very good. So let's see what happens. Marco, again short but very important.
Okay. So there he is, out in front of the house, packing the car, ready to leave. The last few things go in. The camping lantern and the 3-in-1 cutlery, and then he's ready to go. He comes back into the house and calls up the stairs. So are you coming or not?
Okay. Are you coming or not? That's another kind of an ultimatum, isn't it? Perfect reading, Marco. Well done. No corrections.
Very direct. Very direct.
Very direct, isn't it? So, are you
not?
coming or not? That's the sort of thing my husband might say to me. We're not very good at compromising. He's stubborn. Oh dear, yes, Traum. He's stubborn. Sounds like she's stubborn too. She's upstairs watching him. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think she goes with him.
You don't think she'll go with him? Okay. Well, we've run out of time. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a little section on the forum just after I close the session, and you can write what you think will happen next, and next week we will find out. Da, da, da. Okay? But it's up to you. You write how you think the story will end. Just 3 or 4 sentences. That's all you need. And then we will find out. Like a soap opera, yeah. You can do it in the manner of Coronation Street or EastEnders if you like, but they normally end up in murders and explosions and fires. Yeah, make it short. Just 3 or 4 sentences. That's all. And then do you say what you think will happen? What will he do? What will she do? What will happen? Okay? I'll put it in the forum straight away so you can go in whilst the story's fresh. You can take a copy of the text if you want, or if you prefer, I can send you. Would you like a note card? Would that help? No, okay.
But you will put it in
I'm not going to put the
forum.
story in the forum. No, I'm just going to open up a. I'll give you a note card if you want. Okay.
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 It's okay.
No, I know it can be a bit daunting trying to remember. What did I say? What did she say? What did they say? So bear with me a second. I'll set the note card up first. Okay. Stories. Where are they? Okay. Yep. So, new note card. And it is loading the car. I'm afraid it will have the lines in it from where people read, but yeah. So if you need to remind yourself of the story so far, you can pop in and just read that, or just take a copy of it, save it, or cut and paste it. I'll just share it with all of you now. Yeah, I can use this to teach with, but I can't publish it, okay? So let me know if you've received it. And hopefully I didn't put the ending in. No, I didn't. Good. That would be stupid. Okay, Traum, good. Awesome. Good, it worked. Excellent. Then, as I say, just look in the forum under Virtual Worlders. So it's just for this group. If you're not a member of Virtual Worlders yet, ask to join and I'll add you. And I'll just put it in. I'll call it loading the car. And just write, as I say, don't put in the text. Just write your own ending. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the session. And we'll discuss it next week. And maybe act it out a little bit. Okay? Depending on the endings. We won't act out any murders. All right. So thank you so much for coming. Take care. Any questions, just send me a private message on the forum. All right. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Leanne. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Of course, there are many, many, many car boot sales in the country, and this happens like once every 5 years. And people do go thinking, maybe it'll happen to me. I'll find a diamond ring or a... But it's a rarity. It's a rare occurrence, okay? The car boot sale, the idea is that you load stuff into the boot and you sell out of the boot. But nowadays, a lot of them are almost professional sellers. So a lot of flea markets and antique markets, they're almost like car boot sales too. But it's a great place to go if you want to practice your bartering skills. You're not expected to pay the asking price at a car boot sale. You need to barter, you need to try and strike a bargain. And people will talk to you at car boot sales as well. So if you do end up in the UK or even in the US, they have yard sales in the US as well, and you want to practice your English, they are good places to go. People will be much more open and willing to talk than, say, at a supermarket. Okay. Okay, so Traum, are you ready to read? You're standing up.
Yes, Linda, I am.
Okay, there's your text, okay?
My husband, Kev, is loading the car. I can see him from our bedroom window. He is in and out of the house with boxes and bags, loading up. The first thing to go in is the tent. It's massive, big enough for him and me and both the kids, with bedrooms and little plastic windows. We've spent many nights in that tent on family holidays. Brittany, Normandy, the Yorkshire moors, in all kinds of weather. Brittany, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain.
Okay, we'll start with Keith. That's a very common man's name, Keith.
Keith.
In a car.
I wrote tank the car. Tank.
Oh, tank the cat.
Tank the fuel.
You just put tank the cat with fuel.
but I corrected.
We wouldn't say tanking in the UK. We'd say filling the car. Fill her up. Okay. But you put fuel in the tank, you're right. But you fill her up, you fill the car up. But that would be filling, not loading. Okay. Well, in this shopping at Aldi, yeah, maybe loading it with the shopping. Yes. Oh, they're all good. But in this story, one person got it spot on, April, and Traum. Two people got it spot on, actually. Traum first, in fact. Going on holiday. You load the car to go on holiday. Okay. So, any questions? Sorry, Rima, put what on the roof of the car?
Carriage or goods which people want to carry with them when they go to holidays.
When they go on holiday,
to put
okay.
Cargo on the roof, like of car.
Yeah, to go on holiday. You mean like one of those luggage carriers that you can have, or you can get roof bars and then you can strap.
You can fix them like.
Yeah, that would be probably overloading the car as well. But yes, that would count too. Shiny thought trash would be more interesting. Yeah, Nina, that's good. You could load people in the car. April, take the mic.
I have the impression that if I said I load the car.
Welcome to the Learn English Network session drama, ESL drama. As you know, we do story, drama, poetry, songs, and today we're going to be doing a short story. Okay, now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you the title of the short story and you can tell me what you think it should be about. Okay, so bear with me a second. Got to find the chat again. It's gone. Okay, and the name is, the title of the story is Loading the Car. Welcome back, Reem. Okay, so what do you think that might be, the story might be about? Just given the title, let your imagination flow. Going on holiday, loading garbage, okay, getting the rubbish in the car, ready to take it down to the skip, maybe, yeah? Cargo. Cargo is a bit, remember the word car. Cargo would imply maybe a ship or a train with a large container, loading a container maybe onto a ship or a crate with a crane onto a train. So not so much for cars, cargo. Cargo is more personal transport. Not selling the car. What do you mean selling the car, April? Take the mic.
If I want to go, if I want to sell my car, I have to. Loading is not unloading. I have to unload.
Yeah, you'd have to. You wouldn't really unload the car to sell it. You might clear it out and clean it. Now, if you were thinking of the petrol, then that's not loading. Does anybody know what verb we use for putting and Moz? So, Trow, you'll be the first to read. You said hi first, then Moz, then Shiny, Reem, Nina, April, and Marco. I think I've got that in the right order. Is anybody here and I haven't said your name? Nope. Good. So, I'll post up the text for you to read in chat. All right, make sure you've got nearby chat on. Oh, sorry, Marco, I didn't see that. A car boot sale, not a sale car boot, a car boot sale. Yes, that would, you mean you've got to load the car too? A car boot sale. Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how.
Is it for the flea market?
A flea market or a car boot sale. They're slightly different, but they're very similar. Okay.
Rodney and Del Boy, they...
That's it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of Rods and Del Boys in car boot sales, all trying to find a bargain or a rare Ming vase or something. It's quite scary if you're actually selling at a car boot sale, because as soon as you arrive, before you've even opened the boot, people are trying to buy stuff. They want the best stuff, and they're not interested in how much you want to sell it for. They just want to throw, make a stupid offer. Oh, I'll give you £1 for the camera. No, I'm not selling it for £1. Come back in half an hour when I've unpacked.
But I read in News Roundup in few cases, like some people
does happen.
bought for a really cheap price, and when they figure it out that it's quite expensive, for instance, they sold it, for instance, for £10,000, and they bought it just for
it does happen, but
because I'm going on holiday, that is like you always have to do, Lynn. So you are going on holiday with car, so not just only loading 1 or 2 suitcase luggage, and then go on holiday on a plane, for example, or it doesn't matter. It's just the same, loading the car for both cases.
Yeah, because you'd load the car to get yourself to the airport, then you'd unload it at the airport. So yes, both cases would count. Okay. Loading a body. Yeah, you might. You wouldn't really load the car with the body. The idea of loading the car is to put lots of stuff in it. You might stuff a body in the boot. But this story isn't about murder. Oh, thank goodness. No, I couldn't cope with that today. So bear with me a second. I've just got to get my my document open. It's not wanting to play ball today. Everything's very slow. Skype kept trying to give me its latest update. I don't know what it's, and I refused it. I think it's slowed my computer down out of spite. Okay. Oh, I'm in. Good. So I just got to go into my, and hopefully it will be here. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me see. Who were the first people who spoke to me today? I haven't got any pens because I took them all with me to the exam yesterday. I was so efficient. I took 4 different pens, and I was right to, because one of them ran out halfway. Okay, so first people who were here was Traum,